Hi guys, my name is Jacqueline Beck and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I update my monthly calendar. I have a giant chalkboard calendar that I really love, and ideally I update it every single month. This involves a lot of hand lettering and lots of different creative ways to get stuff on that calendar, and so I thought it would be fun to take y'all with me and show you how exactly I do that. Now, disclaimer, I haven't actually updated this calendar since last February, so I'm expecting zero judgment from y'all, and I promise to show you exactly how I do it. So let's get me back on track almost a year later and hand letter this calendar together. So this particular calendar I got at Hobby Lobby. It wasn't very expensive, and it's such a beautiful way to add something special to your living room or any area in your house that is also practical if you update it more than once a year. So I'll show you some of my tips and tricks on making a beautifully hand-lettered calendar that is easy enough to update and looks nice and is fun in the process. All right, let's jump into it. Okay, so we're looking at my chalkboard from last February. All we're going to need for this is a water bottle that you can spray with, a paper towel, and a chalk marker. I got this chalk marker over at Hobby Lobby, and I like it a lot more than regular chalk. It goes on a lot smoother. The first thing you're going to do is spray an ample amount of water onto your chalkboard to erase the memories from last February, and wipe that down with that paper towel. If you've never used your chalkboard before, the first step you're going to use is a real piece of chalk. You're going to rub the piece of chalk over the entire surface of the chalkboard to prime the board. I've already done this, so now I'm good to go. Once I wash this off, I am ready to begin. Alright, I like to start by writing the name of the month on the top of the board. I do this first because it gives me the chance to lay my arm down over the rest of the board and not have to worry about smearing anything that I've written underneath. I start out by doing this letter by letter, but then I go through and I just write out the outline of the letters, let that dry, and then fill in the downstrokes. I'm using Faux calligraphy here. If you have never done this before, I have a free guide in the description box below that you can download and use, and that will help teach you how to do what I'm doing here. Be careful with these chalk markers. If you press down while you're writing, you'll end up getting a big blob of paint on the board. I did this quite a few times throughout this video, and if you do it, it's really not that big of a deal. You just have to wipe it down and try again. So you might see that happen to me. It's really no big deal, and it happens to everyone. Try not to get frustrated. Just keep moving forward. It's just art. Once you're done doing all of your downstrokes and your word is the way you want it, I always like to add a little doodle out to the side that kind of represents the month. So right here I drew a Christmas tree. You can draw whatever you want, or you don't have to draw anything at all. I'm just giving you a couple of ideas. The next step is to add in the numbers of the month. Be careful not to just start on Sunday. It is really tempting. December happens to start on a Sunday, but I've done it before where I've written the number 1 on a Sunday, even though the first day of the month was on a Wednesday, and then I had to redo it. So yeah, just go through, write out all of the days of the month, and when you get to the bottom or to the end of the month, I like to go ahead and go on to the next month because, as we know, I'm not the best at updating this, and I just like to make that part a little bit fun. It's a little bit more casual, so you can do that, or you can just leave it at the end of the month, whatever tickles your fancy. Now, obviously, the next thing I wrote in was my birthday. My birthday's on January 5th, but you should really start by putting in all of the things that repeat each month, unless there's something super fun like a birthday. So after this, I start at the beginning of the month with something I know is happening, and I like to do things just a little bit creatively. Do some print, add in some hand lettering, and then go back in and thicken those downstrokes or add in little cartoons, whatever you want to do and whatever lights your heart up. This calendar isn't supposed to be so serious, it's supposed to be kind of decorative but also functional. So really try to have some fun. So once you've gone in and done a couple of fun things and maybe the thing that starts your month off, go ahead and draw out the things that repeat weekly every single month. For me, I have small group on every Wednesday, I have Orange Theory on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I have church on Sundays. So I like to go in and put those things in. As you can see right here, I messed up and pushed the marker down so the ink came out. All I did was wipe it down with that damp paper towel and kept moving along. As you can see, I write that I have small group on Christmas, and later I realized that that was silly. I don't have small group on Christmas. I just got ahead of myself and super excited. Once you've added in all of your repeating things, as you can see, I missed the word church on Sundays, but I'll go back in and add that. I added in my travel. So I like to take up all of the space on the days that I travel so that it's big and bold and I remember it. It's also a really fun thing. We're flying home for Christmas, so I like to make that a little bit more decorative, and I hand lettered it. For fun travel stuff and stuff where you're not going to be home, it doesn't really matter how much space you take up on your calendar because you're not actually going to use it while you're not at your house. So I like to take up all of the space. It really fills out the board, gives it something visually pleasing to look at, and it's just fun to write. So really take up all of the space on days that you're traveling or days that you're not here. It'll really bring an extra element to your chalkboard. I'm about to realize that I put small group on Christmas, and that was a silly mistake, so I'll just simply wipe that off with the damp paper towel and write in Merry Christmas instead. The best part about this is that mistakes are really not that big of a deal. You just wipe it down with a wet paper towel and move on with your life. Once I finish up with Christmas, I go back and I check my phone calendar and add in anything that I missed. New Year's Eve, there was another Christmas party up on December 7th. So just go back through your calendar, add in anything else that's important, and it's really up to your discretion. I like to put the big things, the things that repeat, or the big Christmas parties that take up all day. I don't like to put little meetings or anything like that. I also sometimes put in when a car payment is due or when bills are due, things like that. It's really up to you. Do whatever you want. And here I go adding in church on Sundays. I really love how it's starting to look. It's starting to come together. I'm not worried too much about what is print and what is cursive. I'm just going with what my creative eye looks at. After you have completed all of your events, you can add in some extra downstrokes, look at it from behind, or look from further away and see if any lines need to be cleaned up or darkened. It really gives it that pulled together, super nice look. Now I go in and add a little hashtag under my name. I'm turning 25, hashtag 25 and thriving. Once you have gone in, added all of your extra details, added some personality in there, and thickened all of your downstrokes, you, my friend, are done. Alright, that's how I update my calendar every single month. Hopefully I can stay on track a little bit better than I did last year, but we'll see how that turns out. Even if it stays in the month of December for the next 12 months, what's the big deal? At least it looks nice, you know? I hope that those tips and tricks were helpful for you. If you decide to hand letter on your calendar, tag me on Instagram so I can shout you out and give you a little bit of encouragement. If you want to see more of me, I hang out over on Instagram at Jacqueline Beck etc. JACLYNBECKETC. I also have an exclusive Facebook group for women who are looking to learn how to hand letter. So if you're looking to learn how to hand letter, that Facebook group is the perfect place for you. I answer questions live every single Friday and give tips throughout the week on different hand lettering techniques. If you want to hand letter your own calendar but don't know where to start, I actually have a hand lettering guide down in the description that you can download completely for free. This hand lettering guide is the perfect way to get started in hand lettering. It will take you just a few minutes to get going, and I've seen people get really great results in just a couple of days. So in the description below, you can download that guide, have it printed out, and then you can get going on it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I upload new videos every single week right here on this channel. And if you have a suggestion for a video, leave it in a comment below. I love making videos that you guys want to watch, so don't be afraid to give me your suggestions. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.